Excellent. Hello, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our business training for this month. We are shaking things up a little bit with our trainings, and we will be running at least one business a month, as well as several other different ones as we go along. I thought that it would be a really great idea to, or we thought as a leadership team actually, a really great idea to touch on in-person presentations because this is really something that gets us out. I mean, we can do this online and it's amazing online, but I really think there's an element of feeling it and experiencing it and being in front of people. And look, when we first started, I know, Beck, you and I did a lot of in-person ones and it's sort of fallen off a little bit. And I know for myself, I'm just starting up one this month. And I'm hoping to do that a bit more regularly. And this is for new prospects. So this isn't just, training for your team. This is for actual, bringing people in, giving them the experience. So tonight I wanted to do is I'd love to hear from anyone who has run in-person experiences as well, just to get your input and feedback, because it's great to see what's worked and what hasn't worked. I'd love to give you some ideas on what we can be doing in that. And of course, it's always yours to make your own as well. So, I've also got a presentation here. I know that Anne, actually, I'm going to put you on the spot. Anne has a beautiful presentation that she did for her business. And I'm sure she wouldn't mind jumping in and telling us what's worked for her as well, because she's done a few of those as well. But anything that we can share and I guess collaborate on. The other thing that I like to do is being able to, if someone in my team wants to invite someone along to in-person presentation, that's also great. That's another way that we can be supporting our teams as well. So that's something that I generally extend to my team. If I'm running an in-person, it makes the crowd bigger, which is always good as well. It also then empowers our team to kind of know what to do as well. So that's something that you can sort of feel into. Oh, sorry, I just had a bird hit my window.
Oh, I heard that.
Yeah, it's dark here. How's a bird flying around? Anyway, I think it's dead.
Oh,
Frequencies. It's stunned or it's dead. Anyway,
yeah, I
sorry.
was just about to say it might be stunned.
I hope it's just stunned, but it's looking pretty dead. All right, I'm just going to frequency it in the background.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I wanted to share with you tonight, we did have a video that's surprisingly gone missing. Now, if it comes back, I have contacted corporate to ask for it, and this was a little while ago now. It was back in 2023, and it was about all the health statistics, and it was a really powerful video. I think we got to see it once or twice, but it's never been released onto the SolX channel anyway. I went digging for it, but I have not been able to find it. Now, if that comes back online, I will definitely share that with you. However, we do have another video that I feel is worthwhile sharing to our people, and I'm going to show that to you now. Now, many of you probably have seen this video and may send it to your prospects, but I feel like it's a really great one to have as a bit of an intro when you are beginning to share things with your people, with your in-persons. So hands up if you've seen, drop in the chat if you've seen this one before. So this is the introduction to AO Scan. Is there anyone, actually tell me if there's anyone who hasn't seen this one before. Is there anyone who hasn't seen it? Oh, now I can't find the chat. Oh yeah, here's the chat. Okay. Let me see. Yeah. Nope, looks like everyone's seen it. Anyway, I'll play it for you. I may not play it the whole way through, but you can get a bit of an idea from the first couple of minutes.
Everything has a frequency, even our bodies. The body's cells can create and receive energy. This energy is information that functions through sending and receiving specific frequencies. When these natural frequencies become mixed up, so does the body's ability to self-regulate and maintain healthy function. We begin to feel unwell. Maybe we are more tired than usual, or have a change in appetite. We may even become sick. When this occurs, the body's frequency level or vibration must be changed. When we want to listen to a particular radio station, we need to tune into the correct frequency of that station in order to reach it. Our bodies are the same way. We need to tune into the correct frequencies to reach the optimal state of being. What if you had a way to measure your own frequencies and, in turn, could use optimizing frequencies to improve your vibration? The answer is now available in the palm of your hand. The AO Scan technology by Solex sends and receives energy, frequency, vibration, and resonance signals, so you know what is going on inside your body. Designed to scan and measure frequencies, then compare them with their established blueprint, AO Scan is able to show variances. Using noise-canceling technology, AO Scan emits opposing frequencies that disable frequencies and chaos, so your body can rest. The result is a movement toward a balanced body and mind. So what exactly are we talking about? Let's get started. Think you can beat a lie detector test? Think again. Your voice will always tell the truth, whether you want it to or not. Did you know that your thoughts and emotions are carried in your vocal cords? No amount of masking your voice can change that fact. Our inner voice scan is derived from the same technology as a lie detector test. The Inner Voice program helps harmonize your emotional state, including concentration, creativity, and emotional intelligence. This program records a 10-second sample of your voice to isolate and analyze imbalances in your emotional state that present themselves through your vocal cords. The Inner Voice report will display 3 notes or octaves that are out of balance, as well as the main octave that is being suppressed, and 4 MP3 files are generated. These therapeutic songs, called balancing harmonics, will then play. These tones are unique to your energetic needs. The music files incorporate radionics, binaural beats, and other frequencies to support the balance of your emotional and mental well-being. It is best to listen to these tones first thing in the morning, right before you go to bed, and throughout the day whenever it crosses your mind. The Vitals Scan reads the energetic state of your blood biology to identify which areas are out of balance, and then sends optimizing frequencies to teach the body how to come back into balance. The information obtained from the scan includes reports of before and after the optimization. Have you ever worn a pair of noise-canceling headphones? Think of all the noise around you. When you put on the headphones, the outside noise disappears, and you are able to concentrate without all the distractions. This is likened to optimizing frequencies. You are getting rid of the chaos or the noise in your body. When a frequency is out of range, an offsetting optimizing frequency can bring your body's frequencies into range. Essentially, you're cutting the noise of the non-optimal frequencies. The comprehensive scan is, well, comprehensive. It reads and displays information of frequencies from over 130 organs, arteries, veins, glands, nerves, vertebrae, as well as the spine, digestive system, eyes, and lymphatic system, to identify their unique vibrational frequencies that are not in an optimal state. Just as with other scans in our program, optimization offers frequencies to teach the body to move towards balance. This mode of technology offers a comprehensive library of information that is constantly being upgraded on a regular basis. Let's talk about Cephi, a shining star in the AO Scan technology. Cephi is an acronym for Subtle Energy Frequency Imprinter. This technology presents a personal menu of thousands of frequencies that address various imbalances in the body. Cephi is designed to capture, amplify, and imprint subtle energy frequencies that can be broadcast to an individual or imprinted into an object. Remember when we talked about trying to listen to a particular radio station, but needing to tune in to the correct frequency of that station in order to reach it? Cephi is like the radio broadcaster, sending out the correct frequencies to help us reach the optimal state of being. The future in wellness is here and now readily available to all. Albert Einstein was right when he said, "Everything is vibration. Future medicine will be the medicine of frequencies." Welcome to that future and the endless possibilities in front of you.
All right, so I love that movie, I love that video. And, I used to send that out to all of my prospects, but sometimes we don't know if they even watch it, right? So, it's an amazing one, and someone just asked for the link for that. That is on the Solex YouTube. This is the condensed version. There is a 7-minute one, but the 5-minute one, I'm hoping you can see that is such a great introduction. And the way that I will probably from now on be working with that is playing that first and then saying to people, okay, so who's excited about, a particular scan in there? What stood out to you? What was your, which is the one that you're really interested in? And ask the group, which one they're really keen on seeing more of, or whatever. Let me just quickly share that link for you. And I know you just asked for that. So, so that is all. Ooh, what am I doing here? Stop share. Sorry, technical issues. Why has my... Okay. Sorry, it's not letting me find it. Hang on.
I can go do it, Paige. Well, I don't know if
Oh, here we go. That's
you
why.
can. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. So we'll just share that really quickly. Copy link, because I'm going to also now take you through oh, hang on, I'm trying to now share it into Facebook instead of our chat. So what I will do now is also take you into a presentation that we have. Now, this will be very similar to what you've seen on different some of our opportunity calls. What I've done is tried to pare it down a little bit though, so that it's a little bit more I guess more condensed, and also I'll show you how you can edit it yourself as well. So this is on Canva. If I say present, that works, doesn't it? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do this as a full presentation, but what I will take you through is the presentation, okay? So you can see what it's all about. So basically, just introducing the AO scan as a premier health technology. A little bit about yourself. I think including your why in here is a really great way to start as well, to let your people know who you are and why you're doing what you're doing. So for me personally, I'm all about empowering other natural health practitioners, because I believe that we should be getting this technology into as many hands as possible. And the best way I know how to do that is actually by talking to other practitioners so that they can work with it with their people. We want to touch on the fact that Nikola Tesla, it's all about the frequencies and vibrations. We also probably want to touch on Albert Einstein as well. Royal Rife is another really great one that you could mention in here as well. But it's nice to get that sort of context happening for people. Why frequency medicine? We want to touch on the fact that, everything is frequency, everything, it can bring everything back into balance through frequencies. Who here already uses frequency medicine? So that's also a really great little way to engage with the people that you're speaking with. Maybe it's homeopathics, or maybe it's, like when I started, I had my own frequency modality that I was working with. Okay, so asking people about their experience with frequencies already, and also, I guess drawing attention to the fact that things like oils are frequencies and flower essences are frequencies and all of these things. So normalizing that a little bit so it's not such a foreign concept, I guess. Introducing the AO scan. So now this can take them through what it actually is. Okay, so a biofeedback device, an educational tool, it's affordable, handheld device. Disclaimer is always really important. It's not a medical device. It's not used to diagnose, treat, or cure any diseases, and its sole purpose for the education use. Okay, so that's really important. As we all know, we're living and working in this area. So we want to go through a little bit of background, which we all know, the triad of health. Now, I'm coming from this angle because I think that it's really cool to touch on that. because we're really looking at all of these different aspects within the scanner, and I feel like that's the whole health kind of way to handle it. Now, with this particular presentation, we have said what relates to that emotional sort of area. So that's your inner voice and your mind sync. Now, that presentation or that video didn't talk about mind sync, so that's another way you can bring that in. And then giving a little bit of a picture of what the inner voice particularly looks like and what it actually does. So this is probably a little bit geared towards practitioners, but it can provide you with clients with a deeper look at their emotions, give your clients a done-for-you home support. Now, if you're not speaking to practitioners, you might want to change that up and say it gives you this, right? Or your friends and your family, or, you know, all of that. So that's completely fine. A couple of testimonials. So this is really great to read through testimonials as you go and relating to the particular thing that you're working with, rather than just doing a whole heap at the end. And you can maybe able to share your own, you know, story about that as well as you go along. So then we have vitals. Sorry, I'm moving us around. I don't know where we're, hang on, maybe I'll put us up the top. There we go. So we have the vital scan. This sits in the chemical. We can go through what that's all about. Then we can show them a little bit of a quick look at it and what it gives them. Okay, so quick look at what's happening in your client's body to save on costly testing, gives your clients a before and after picture, highlighting the need for lifestyle changes. A couple more testimonials, which you can read through. Comprehensive, you go into, and this is the structural side of the AO scan. Take them through that, look at the report, give them a couple of testimonials. Then we can look at the PET scans, and we can tell them what that's all about as well, because again, that video didn't go into the PET scans. There's my little Chili. I added her in. Sorry, Bronnie, I took your puppy dog off. But I did keep in this as well as an example of what you can do to help support when there's been a snake bite or whatever it is as well. So then we have the Cephi. So we talked about that in the video. So it was about the powerhouse, getting print items, thousands of Cephis to choose from. You can make your flower essences, homeopathics. We can even add in oils there actually, because that's come since as well. But your tuning fork frequencies also in there. Giving a couple of more testimonials there and a few more. And then overall, we can sort of just give an overview of that, save and earn with frequency medicine. So this is where, you know, the different ways that people can save and earn with it. Additional bonus, so this is self-care. And these are some things that, you know, I guess are important to me, and what I've seen is lacking, I suppose, in the practitioner space. Self-care and an additional income stream, so being able to diversify if that's the way people want to go. And of course, you judge the group of people that you're speaking to about that as well. If you want to explore the device further, we can go through what's next, what the next action steps to take. And you could do a special promotion. Now, this free bottle of Think that we had on here was the promo for that particular month. Now, we're in January. Does anyone know what our promo is at the moment? I think I've forgotten actually. I did write it down. Anyone? I know there is some pretty awesome incentives for builders at the moment, but I'm not sure what our people get when they join this month.
Is it energy?
Might be the new one. Could be, Joe. Yeah. Oh, that's a cool one, actually. That's a good one.
I'm sure I saw it somewhere. It could be that.
Yeah, okay, thanks for that. Yeah, perfect. But anyway, the point is knowing what those promos are and putting that in there. So you'd need to actually add in here that when you purchased, you know, the bundle and the scanner, you would get a free, when you join, basically get a free bottle of energy or whatever it is, because the company gives something away every single month. So you would just update your presentation to say that. Teamwork. Okay, so this is, speaking to the fact that we have a beautiful community, and if that's what people want to join in with, then that's amazing as well. I know that was one of the big things for myself and many of my team, was actually having a collaboration to work with. And when you're a natural health practitioner, oftentimes you're just working on your own. You're not really part of a team, so this is great. Reasons why I do this. This could be at the beginning. I mean, you can play with this. So self-care and burnout-free, pandemic, disaster-proof business, and additional income stream, empowerment and community. Nothing beats experience. So connect with us to schedule an introductory scan or get more information to join our team. Now, it depends on what you're running at the actual event. So you might want to mix up what you say there because you might be already doing that. And then, of course, you've got some questions there. So that is a really simplified version. You might want to simplify it even more. To do that, I think we all know Canva, hopefully. Maybe we don't all know Canva, but it's a pretty, just trying to show you all my skills in Canva. I can't even get out of it. But essentially what I will be doing is sharing this presentation link. And what I'll just ask you to always do is to make a copy of it so that the original doesn't get changed. But once you've made a copy of it, which is super, super simple, when you open it, you can just come in here and you can say make a copy, click on that, and then it comes up copy up the top. You change it to your name or something like that and edit that. Okay. And it's really, really simple. You can just come in here, you can take out, you can take out slides, you can click on it, you can move things around. Like, it's very, very simple to use. I know Bronnie's potentially going to do a Canva training for us for people who don't know how to use Canva. But look, I'm not a whiz at these types of things, and I use it a lot. So yeah, and you know what? Just reach out to your team and ask for help if you need it as well. We've got some amazing VAs in our midst, and they're always looking for new, for work and stuff as well. They're $10 an hour, like it's not, if you need to get someone else to do that for you, it's not a big deal. I'm sure if you needed that as well, and $10 an hour, they probably wouldn't need much more than an hour to work on whatever you needed. So how is that helpful so far? Just drop in the chat if that is being helpful. Great, excellent. Good, good, good. Okay, so I also want to, yes, would love the copy. Yes, we will definitely put a copy in the hub, and we'll also put a copy in the chat. I guess we'll do that as well. The other thing I just wanted to go through is format. So once you've gone through the information of it, I think it's really important to ask your people, like I said before, what is it that interests you about this? If you are a natural health practitioner, how can you see this working in your business? And would you like to experience this? Now, you can do the experiential side of it in a number of different ways. I was talking to Marielle because her and Emma, I believe, were doing a lot of in-person trainings of sort of last year, I think, but that was how they built their business, a lot of their business anyway. Now, she didn't even have a presentation that they would do. She would just take them through, just talk them through a few things, and they would then run scans for everyone. Now, I personally have run scans, but just inner voices. And then the way that I've done it is actually chosen someone, maybe do it as a lucky door prize, and chosen someone to do a vital scan on. Now, the reason I've chosen to do that is it gets big. And as we know, the vital scan is pretty full on. And if you're trying to do that, now, Marielle did clarify that she put people into pairs and they looked at their scans together. So they would run the scans and then they would go into pairs and look at that. Now, I am actually considering doing that for my next one because I am doing it for practitioners. Now, and I feel like that possibly could be a great way to work with practitioners, because you can get them to look at it and say, okay, what stood out to me in this, what made sense to me, what, that type of thing. And so almost like workshop with another practitioner. But if your audience isn't a practitioner, they're just, a normal person, a lay person, that could be extremely overwhelming, looking at those vitals reports for everyone. Okay, but I would also suggest that if you're running one, get people to bring their own headphones. So do an inner voice, send it to their phones, make sure they have some headphones and get them to listen, even if it's just for 5 minutes. So get everyone to just, settle back down into it and listen to their tunes for 5 minutes, because it's going to change the energy. We know how powerful that inner voice is. And perhaps then, and this is one of the thoughts I've had, is get people into pairs and share one emotion that stood out to them, and share maybe one of the action steps or whatever it is to take. The imbalances and suggestions, one of the suggestions that stood out to them as well and made sense to them. Because then that starts to bring it to life for them, because it can be a lot of information. We know that, don't we? It can be an overwhelm and a lot of sort of noise. But when you start to break it down to just that one thing, or maybe it's two things that we do, that starts to get people actually looking at it from that perspective. Okay, Sandra just said that her and Amanda have done something like that before as well. And so that's one of the options. We have a lot of different tools coming out now. So we have the wand, and I have the hub. We very soon, hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to have the mat as well. So one of my things that I am thinking about doing is and how I've advertised it for my next one is in a frequency immersion afternoon. And I'm actually going to be looking at all of those different things. And because I'm targeting practitioners, I'm going to actually get them to be, using those things on each other and speaking to them briefly, because of course we could do a whole afternoon on the hub, we could do a whole afternoon on the wand, we could do, but I will be definitely teaching, touching on each of those things as well, because they're all part of what we offer with Solex, right? And as practitioners, they're the sorts of tools that we're looking for. So, but again, I'm speaking about a practitioner audience. Everyday people will also get, a lot out of it. So our beautiful Leith and Beck and Ian and those guys were at the Mind Body Spirit recently, and they were using the wand even just for 5 minutes on people, and people were having these amazing results, So you could structure something like that as well, in your afternoon as well. So just to give them a little taster within the sessions as well. Sandra, if you're there.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, could you share a little bit about how you've done it in the past and what worked and what maybe didn't?
We did it, I think it was about 18 months ago now. We actually did it at my home here.
Yep.
And we ran it like a circle, like a frequency circle. And Amanda set up a beautiful grid. Remember Dave Discovery, how we had the medical intuitive set up that beautiful grid? Well, Amanda did something like that, similar like that. So we all picked a card and set our intention, and we had a sheet for people to record their observations on. Like we got them to do their inner voice the night before, or before they turned up, and they had their headphones, so that after we did the presentation, we did some afternoon tea, and then they could sit down and listen to their inner voice. We ran some frequency in the room. We imprinted jewelry and water for them. And you're right, you could really feel a difference when after they'd listened to their inner voice. So it was along similar lines. And then we also included a beautiful meditation from one of the modalities that I've studied. So yeah, it was lovely. It went for about 3 hours.
Yeah, that's what I think. You need to be mindful of time. My next one is 3 hours also, and I feel like that's a really good amount of time, because you don't want to be rushing things either, and you don't want to, especially when you're looking at that type of information. So you didn't run any vitals or anything like that, did you?
No, we did a lucky dip, like
Okay.
you did for an easy scan. We just did because it was the first time that we'd done it, and I think what we noticed is the presentation was really long, and it all makes sense to us because we talk about it all the time.
Yes.
And a lot of the people that came along weren't practitioners. So for some, it might, it's completely new. So it's a lot to take in. And I think when we do it again, I really like that presentation, just to even maybe keep it for people that aren't practitioners or not familiar with this kind of work, this modality, to keep it really simple so we don't overwhelm them.
And I'm wondering, Sandra, if the presentation's even necessary or whether that video is enough,
Yeah.
and going into talking about it as well. So don't feel like you have to, have a big presentation necessarily, because I agree. I think sometimes we just talk and talk and talk, and it's really the experience that they need. So, and they can ask questions,
See,
and that gives them the space and the opportunity to ask questions, and then that gives us a chance to show that, to answer that as well, which can be a bit more meaningful than just having information vomited at you.
yeah, and when you have slides, like those slides are really pretty, and they're not too busy, but sometimes we can get distracted by just reading what's off the slide instead of actually speaking.
Engaging.
And when we're more engaging, I think, when we can talk about stories and results or our experiences and things.
It's so much more meaningful, isn't it, when you can share your experience? Yeah, I agree. And so how many people did you feel was optimal to have? Like, how many did you have at yours, and how many would you feel is optimal?
Well, do you know what? When I put the call out, I had about 20 people, and I was blown away that that many people wanted to come. But in the end, I think it was 10. And that was good. That was enough.
Yeah, I'm
That's
thinking
enough.
is a good number. That's what I'm looking to do with mine, I think, capping it at 10. And did you charge?
No, we didn't, not for this one, because it was our little pilot and we wanted to see,
How-
how it would be perceived and all that sort of stuff. But I actually think that we should, going
Yeah.
forward, we
I've
should.
actually put $39 on mine. It's a 3-hour thing, so I feel $39 is very fair. It's $13 an hour. It's not making me a lot of money, but that's not the point. I also feel that people, when they have a little bit of skin in the game, they'll turn up. I think sometimes when things are free,
Yeah.
it's too easy for people not to turn up, and they'll be getting a whole heap of value. I'm actually trialing, and we'll see how it goes, an Alpha Pass for people with that. So a 6-day experience. It's not called Alpha Pass anymore, forgive me, but a 6-day experience which we'll activate while they're here. And
Yep.
and if I do put them into groups, and they, but again, I'm speaking to practitioners, and these are people who, I feel will be my target market. So you want to be careful about that. If it's not people that you think are serious. Yeah, Bryony was just saying, she was thinking a lot more. And yes, I believe you probably could charge a lot more. I've started it there just to see the interest in that. Yeah, what would you think?
If you're hiring a room and you're putting on some drinks or even like a cup of tea and a biscuit, like even that adds up. And if you've got to factor in gluten-free and
All those
yada,
things.
yada,
Yeah.
yada, who knows,
Yeah.
it's
So
all those things. Are you going to do a goodie bag, for people to take away? I mean,
goodie bag is the
what do you need?
AO10 pass. Yeah.
What do you need to print or have prepared? Because we had an observation sheet, that they could use to keep a track of how they were feeling from the day, what they hoped to get out of it, and all that kind of stuff. So
Beautiful.
it's all that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot of considerations in that. So yeah, I guess you can take it in the direction that, you want really. And also drawing on your own expertise. Like you said, Sandra, you used a meditation that you've done through a training, and Amanda set up the grid, that's showcasing a bit of your own, flavor. And yeah, what you want to do. Bex said, yes, we do. Yes, we do what?
Want Sandra's shortbread at the next event.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I just realized Katie sent me that directly. And I responded
There we go.
publicly.
I'll make it.
I'm like,
I love that you all love it. I'll make it happily.
Yes,
I'll give you the recipe.
No, we don't want to make it. It takes Much better when you do it.
Got to bring it. Yeah, that's cool. Absolutely. So is there anyone else now? I know, Anne, that you've run. Thank you, Sandra. That was really helpful. It's
You're
really good to
welcome.
hear how different people are doing it. Anne, I'm putting you on the spot, but I know you ran one as well. What was your experience with that? You had a presentation. I saw it was a beautiful presentation.
Yeah,
Um,
I've
yeah.
done a presentation for an in-person one, and I've also now created uh, what do you call it? A Canva website as well, which takes people through, which has then got little videos and things attached to it, which is a bit more whiz. But the in-person presentation I've done as a really basic introduction to what frequencies are as well, because at that particular workshop that I was invited to present at, they were like, well, one, they were women that were really hurting and broken. And so they were looking for anything to support them. And they were coming there just for some form of nurturing. And they had they'd never heard about how they can support themselves or anything about natural health. So the whole thing was all new to them. And so it was really important to start from basics.
And that's a really good point too. Know your audience, right? And even, even if you are presenting to practitioners, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to know what frequencies are.
No.
It depends on what sort of practitioners they are, right? So yeah, knowing your audience is a really key thing. And I guess, you were asked to speak at an event, so you were you knew going in, but I guess as a rule of thumb, it might be worth, asking a few questions if you've got them in an event, Facebook event or something like that, to gauge who's coming and that type of thing, or even just engage with them before the event and just ask a couple of questions of where they're at to know who's in the room, or even as you start out as well, who here has worked with frequency before, who here is, aware of stuff. Although I think being prepared before is probably a better idea, or just starting with the basics and going through that. Is a really great idea. Cool. I love that. And did you run scans for people? What did you do?
We had trouble with the internet, so that just did not work. I think only like one or two for the group of 10 came through in that time.
I'm
And
worried that's going to be my problem actually. So anyway.
so I just ended up sending it to them after the event when I
Yeah.
got home and had proper Wi-Fi again.
Yeah, I did like the idea of doing it the night before and having it on their, sent to them already on their email. So
Yeah, I didn't have that option, unfortunately.
yeah, of course, because it was an event. Yeah, so that's out of your control. But yes, that's not a bad point to do as well. Yeah, okay, cool. Anything else that you could share? Yes.
No, I think you've covered everything. It's just, important to explain to people what frequencies are, as you said, just buffer, but then also their food and even their name and the power of the I am and all those types of things as little introductions and then
Yeah.
getting them to connect in with their own frequencies first so they get a feeling for it. And and then before introducing them to the technology of frequencies, which is almost like the complete opposite.
Yes. Yeah, true. That's a good point, actually. And so how did you do that?
I did a meditation, like I wrote my own sort of hypnosis type meditation to
Beautiful.
get them really into that space and to feel the positive emotions and vibrations.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's beautiful. I love that. And we're all capable of that, right? There are, a lot of meditations and things out there that we can use to do that. iPad 3, I don't know who that is, but I like the idea of placing the room into spaces and objects and sending frequencies to the room and facilitator. Yeah, 100%. I think that's a really great, utilizing all of the different things that we have in there, and also drawing people's attention to the fact that you've done that as well. Bronwyn's just said a basic questionnaire is a great idea to begin and hand out to follow during, asking them what to write down key points too. Yeah, I think that is a really good idea too. Maybe Sandra and if they're willing to, and Amanda could share their form that they used, the feedback form or whatever that they used in theirs. That could be good that we could modify a little bit as well. Are there any other, thanks Anne, I really appreciate that. Anyone else who's run some successful in-person events who'd like to share anything? I'm just picking on the people I know. Ali, you run expos, so that's pretty special. That's on a large scale. Um, yeah, or expos is another good thing. I know, Joe, you've just had one this weekend. I wonder how that went, if you're there. Hi, Ali.
I'm here.
Oh, yeah, you're both here.
I'm here, working away in the background. Yeah, it went really well, but mine was quite local. So
Yes.
it was more promoting my personal business rather than AO.
Yep.
Because it was on the island, so they're my local people.
Yep.
But I took all the tools and had lots of conversations around frequencies and things. So yeah, that was really good, and getting some ideas now tonight of like, I could maybe just get a little room now, and now people know where I am and what I'm doing. And this year's my year. Last year was supposed to be my year and fell in a heap. So as it does. So yeah, I'm more into building my little business this year and sharing the frequencies more. So
Perfect.
yeah,
Yeah.
it went really well though. I ran a competition. Competitions are always great when you're doing expos. Win a free inner voice scan. It's a great marketing tool, great way to get names, phone numbers, emails.
Did you run any scans, Joe, while you were there, or did you just speak to?
No, it was too busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was on my own as well, so it's impossible. I've done that before, and I've had one of my team join me, but I found that with only two of us, we just missed way too many people.
Yeah, I
Way too
agree. I
many.
tend to agree at those types of
So
things. Also,
yeah,
sometimes you're restricted with space, and so it's difficult.
yeah. And noise and internet and everything else. I didn't want to sort of put myself in that situation where I was like, oh, the internet's dropped out, and then 15 people have walked past in the process, and you've not been able to have that communication with them. So it was basically a full day just talking, which I do quite well. So yeah, it was good. I had 28 entries in the competition.
Amazing. That's great.
Yeah, and I did a live draw, so now I'm going to go back and go through all those entries and offer them a discounted scan and see where they're at and see whether they're practitioners or whether they're, just families wanting to use it themselves. So yeah, expos are great, really,
Yeah.
really good to do.
Yeah,
So
they can.
yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it.
Amazing. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Well done. And Ali's just at work, so she's apologized. She's listening in. But I know that I went to Ali's very first expo, actually. So she actually runs the events herself, and then has people coming, other stall holders and things coming along. And she's created a beautiful community and doing that. So she is actually the event coordinator. And I know that the event that I went to, we did run inner voice scans at that one, and it was great. But again, yes, you do miss people, and because I was helping out that night, for sure. But it is a good way of introducing people to it, I guess. And I'm pretty sure we were charging, maybe not. I'm not sure, I can't remember now, but even putting a nominal fee on that, I think is valuing your services and things for that as well. Are there anyone else who'd like to share anything about events that they've done, or any questions? Because I'm really happy to answer questions about things as well if you have any. Bryony, are you saying you want to talk? Yay, I can barely see you in your beautiful
No,
bar there.
hang on. Yes.
Oh,
What
Bryony, hi, sorry.
Yeah.
I think Bryony was
Yeah.
also saying hi, but
I
anyway.
know the new iPad, I hadn't named it yet. So I was going to say what I also had in mind is that having an invite to if it's local, then you can do it maybe in person, but to a Zoom event, and then offering, something for coming along to the Zoom.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, because and make it the invite exciting enough for them to not want to miss it.
Yeah.
Because it's yeah.
We did a really successful one recently, not that long ago, probably mid last year maybe. Amanda, myself, and Belle did one targeting really kind of practitioners, and it was really well attended. And we're contacting, oh gosh, so many kind of came along to that and contacting afterwards, and so definitely that is something that you can play with, and that was Online's fantastic. You know, it always is. But yeah, there is, I guess, that element of it's a bit more effort, I guess, in person. But I do feel like,
Zoom would be fine, I think.
yeah, absolutely. It is definitely a great way. But yes, I think also the in-person is, yeah, it is.
Okay, and while you're talking, I also remembered to say that when I was at the day of discovery, I was talking to, I'm not sure whether it was Lauren, a couple of people, and they're going to the US for the biohacking events. This big in the US, right? So I was thinking, you know, people are looking for what's new out there. And so calling it a name biohacking or whatever, to encourage people to go, this is something new, something not heard of. It's bioresonance. A lot of people know about bioresonance, or they've, you know, gone to a practitioner and held things. They can tell you all of that. But I think this is totally different, where you can take it away from you. Like, you don't have to see a practitioner for that. So I think it's unique, and that's why, you know, I created my account. So just a thought.
Yeah, no, that's really great. Yes, maybe we need to bring biohacking events to Australia. Beck,
Yes.
looking at you, no.
Beck's not bringing anything else to Australia.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah,
Beck's
fair
tired.
enough. Fair enough. That's a good answer. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Yes. Once you listen to this video page, you'll see why.
Actually, and I might hand it over to you. I'm not seeing any other questions, so I'm hoping that that was really helpful for everyone tonight. Beck just wanted to share a little bit. She shared with me today about a video that she's watched, and she'd love to just share a little bit about that before we sign off tonight. Unless there are any last... Oh, Bryony, did you want to say? Yes, Bryony, sorry.
Yes, what?
No,
What?
that's
Oh,
right.
no, Bryony. Sorry, not Rani.
Oh, okay.
I
Bryony.
know it's very similar. Sorry,
It is,
Veronica. Hi.
Oh, Brian in
Um,
the sauna.
yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
making us all
One
jealous.
day,
Although
Beck,
it's
one
bloody hot tonight, I
day.
don't think I'd want to be.
Good.
Oh, it's good though. I'm sweating. It's awesome. Love a good sweat.
Nice.
I was just going to say something I've been experimenting with. I haven't been charging or anything for it because it's just my girlfriends, but I invite them to come over for a Wellness Wednesday, and we'll have the sauna, and I have a biocharger, and we run scans as well. And I tell them to bring jewelry to imprint, to do their mind sync. I just throw it all at them. I do a terahertz wand if they want a terahertz wand, as much as I can pack into a couple of hours. If they get it, they get it. If they don't, they'll come back. And I've had one sign up from that. And I'm thinking I want to do that a little bit when I figure out my space.
Yep.
I want to do that to, invite more people. Maybe they're not friendships that I have just yet, but and I've already started talking to people. There's a couple of people in my estate even that after New Year's, they're interested in coming to the Wellness Wednesdays. They'll get a sauna. Like, they already know the value of a sauna. It's pretty basic and simple.
Yeah.
They're already into wellness. And I'm going to experiment with that. So it's like a spa frequency thing. And eventually I'd love to charge for that once I get a proper space to do that in. And yeah, like I was saying, when you go for a day spa, you spend a few $100s for a couple of different modalities, don't you? And that's what I was thinking. I'd play around with, $200, $300, $400 and selling a group spa of some kind, but I haven't tested that yet. That's just an idea I have. So
I love that. That's amazing. And when you go to the Quantum Healing Center over in the States, that's exactly the menu, right? And you go around and you do the little things, and there's a group of people there, and it's lovely because you get to interact with other people as well. And so we've got the rain coming, we've got, all sorts of different, the mat and all of that. And yeah, I know with my space, because I was teaching kinesiology, I can fit 4 or 5 massage tables in here. You're not, not secluded, you know what I mean? So, but you could totally do something like that, which is what I'm planning on doing with, with the frequency immersion that I'm going to do. But yeah, I agree. I think we could probably charge a lot more than $39. I'm testing the market at that just to see. But yeah. So that's really cool. All right. Thanks, Bryony. I love that. That's a really, yeah, it's just thinking outside of the box, hey, and doing things in a different way. I love it. All right. So, yes, Miki, our newest member to Frequency
Hi
Soul.
everyone. Hi Faith.
Hello. Hi. How you going?
Hello. Yes, I'm a newbie here. My name is
Yes.
Miki. Nice to meet you, everyone. I'm Japanese, currently living in Singapore. And I heard that you will share the Canva link so that we can make a copy. I wonder where I can get that link, please.
It will be in that chat that you were added to today, and also
Okay.
the Education Hub, which I'm sure Maylin will, yeah, or we can share that in the chat as well. So that'll be, I'll pop it in there after we finish tonight. Absolutely.
Okay, that would be wonderful. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
you're welcome. No
Thank you,
problem. Nice to
everyone.
meet you. Welcome
Nice to meet you. Okay.
Awesome. Beck, do you want to take it away if there's no one else? I can't
Yes,
see
no
any.
worries.
Yeah, take it away.
I was just going to share real quick about after Day of Discovery, one of the girls who had come over from Perth was super motivated and, just got fire in her belly again, which was, what these events are all about. And her and I got to drive around for a little bit after the event because she didn't go home for a couple of days. And we kind of just bounced different ideas and things like that. And she was going home to create a event which was like a frequency day retreat. And so it would be that people would get to do their balancing harmonics, and instead of doing a generalized meditation, you would, exactly what you were saying before, bring your own headphones, put your headphones on and listen to the harmonics for like a 10 or 15 minute, whatever it was. And it was just a full day of all different things, sound bowls and whatever modalities you're kind of qualified in or that you can bring other members of your team into. But then they also did get a 6-day experience pass as well. And so they would learn throughout the whole day how to utilize their 6-day pass and amongst doing other things. So it wasn't just all about the AO scan. But the imprint water or imprint frequencies into certain things, and just like bits of education along the way. And I think from memory she said she was charging like $111 for the day. So I think the day looked like maybe 5 hours or something like that. I know that I've got one I'm attending in February with Marielle and Emma and their team. And that again is a very similar concept. It's a frequency day retreat. One of our amazing sound practitioners is going to be doing all the sound bowl healing and all of the amazing things. And so we're going to not only be able to attend that day, but invite people along as well. So I think that type of concept is really good, because it's not just here's a 45-minute or an hour, like like you were talking about before, of like us talking at them about the AO scan, because it is such a lot of information. But I love the word that you used before about immersion, and it's immersing them into the experience so that they're not overwhelmed. I just think there's been so many amazing ideas put forward tonight about even the teaming up and pairing them, and particularly with practitioners, as you say. So yeah, that was just something that that I had chatted with one of the girls in Perth about. The other thing that come to me whilst you were talking was my main experience with events is things like MBS, and I've certainly learned what doesn't work, and I still feel like we're yet to nail what does. But one thing that did come to me for expos is to actually promote and sell the Cephi groups. Now, obviously, we can't use that name because nobody knows what that means, but actually having a banner and or a poster that has what's included in that for the 21 days, and selling that for the $99 or whatever price you put on it, so that you're actually making a sale on the day, so that you're valuing your own time. Because honestly, I've done a gazillion expos over the years with all different things, and the amount of time I've taken to sit there all day versus the financial reward is questionable. So I think that, even if you got 10 people onto your group that day, you've just made $1,000, you've made a heap of contacts, had a great day. And I think that valuing our time is really important. So
Also, then the continuation with the SEFI group. So, you know, you're not only making the contact on the day, but they're joining a SEFI group, which means
yes,
that continuation for 21 days, which by the end of it, they only really know who you are, because a
yeah,
5-minute meeting at an expo, you might
yeah,
meet someone, but you forget about them by the time you've gotten to all the other stalls, you know? So yeah, I like that.
yeah. And I do think too that, you know, like we have run scans at expos before, and we learn to sort of do, you know, only minimal scans now and do the big scans later and this, that, and the other. But I still think that it's overwhelming for people who don't know. So I do think that a SEFI group and making that initial sale that's affordable for people, they get something for it, you know, they get added to the group or whatever is really beneficial. So so that was that. The last thing that I was going to share that I was talking to you about today, and I'm actually not going to share it in this group. I'm going to get everybody to jump back into the chat on Frequency Soul Collective and just type in what you took from tonight's training. And when you do that, then I'm going to send you this video. When I send you this video, I think this, well, I don't think, I know that when I listened to this video, it was a video that was words that were and are going to change my life. When coming into 2025, my guidance told me what 2025 was about. And I'll share just real quick what came to me. The first thing was getting out of your comfort zone. And the second thing was this year is all about you. And so it being all about you isn't about being selfish, because I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, if you made something about yourself, you were selfish. And it was, you know, so you never wanted to make it about you had to make it about someone else. So self first, yes, not selfish. I love that. So I knew that this year coming, for not just myself, but for us all, is really to learn to put yourself first. The other week I had an idea and I was like, I know, I'll just invite everybody around, and then that'll be easier for everybody to come here, and they'll love that. So that's what I was thinking was best for them. But I checked in with myself. It's like, do you want to do that? And I was like, no. Well, what are you doing? That's putting others first. And that's not selfish. As you say, that's self first. So it was interesting when I literally just, it came up as a recommended video for me to watch. I watch a lot of motivational videos, but this one in particular, I just usually kind of flick the screen off and go, no, too busy to listen to that. Don't want to do that right now. But something gravitated me towards this. And I can hands down say this has to be the most powerful words I have ever heard. And so the reason I'm not just putting it out to the whole community is for this purpose, is that if you're on this call tonight, right now, you are ready to hear this. And so when you pop in the chat, just whether it doesn't even matter what it is. I don't even care what you pop in the chat. It's just so I know how to send it to everyone. But rather than writing everyone's names down, like what you get out of the call tonight, whatever, pop it in the Frequency Soul Collective chat, not this one. And I will send this video to you as we hop off the call. Then what I would love you to do is give me some feedback, what you thought of it, because I just know it's super, super powerful. So if you ask for it, please do me a favor and promise you'll watch it. It's actually not even anything to watch. Pop your headphones in, turn it up and just listen. It's about half an hour, but I promise you it is worth your time. So that's all I wanted to share for tonight.
Yay! Thanks, everyone. What a great attendance tonight, too. So thank you all for being on here, and thank you for watching the replay if you're watching the replay. But yes, let's drop that in the chat, and everyone will see how many people were on the call, which is nice, too. Yeah, I hope you all got something really valuable out of tonight. And let's keep sharing our ideas for in-person stuff as well. When you have something successful that works, share it. You know, we're all about sharing the love. So yeah, thanks again, everyone, and have a beautiful evening. Bye.
Thanks, Paige.